Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Resellers Locker Room. Joining me in this episode, to my right, the stern Star Wars wearing man, Shane, Soda City Flips, baby. Down in the bottom corner, the king of it all, Alex, the Beard King Picker. And joining one of the locker room's famous fans, Mr. Chris E.Z. Pickens is joining us. How are we doing, fellas?
What is
Good.
What is up? Welcome in, Chris.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the locker room.
Appreciate that.
Glad to finally have you on, buddy.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Glad to be here.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Resellers Locker Room. My name is Ben, the Rocky Top Picker, and with the fellas in the house, we're going to tackle a subject right off the bat. If your sales are in the crapper, it may be time to flush your store. So let's talk about that. Shane, you want to go first? Let's give a scenario. We've all experienced poor sales. I'm sure viewers that are watching can about say the same. So let's talk about our scenarios and discuss some options.
Yeah, I've noticed, just like you guys have, which we were talking about and came up with this topic, a lot of people are experiencing slow sales right now, me included. I went from 30, I was 36% higher in February in sales than I was in January, and then all of a sudden March came and it just totally dropped.
Crash.
And 2 weekends ago, I had 0 sales on Saturday, 0 sales on Sunday, and I was like, if I was a full-time reseller, I would be losing my mind right now, because I don't know how you guys are doing it. For those of you that are experiencing slow sales. And I was like, all right, what can I do to try to engage some buyers and stuff? And I just decided to do a 30% markdown on my entire store. And that did it for me. I have had sales every single day since then. I'm not doing 40 or 50 a day like some YouTubers we watch, but I'm part-time, so 7, 8 a day, I am thrilled with. And I had only 6 today, but I had 7 yesterday, like 7 or 8 the day before, and just for the past week and a half, it's been back booming for me. So that's what worked for me. I know that's not going to work for everybody. I think it depends a lot on the types of items you have. They got to be, people have to want those items. And for me, 30%, it may seem like a lot, but I don't have much in the inventory that I have. I buy stuff as cheap as possible, and I'm still making money. So, 30% did the trick for me. So, guys, try a markdown sale. That's my tip.
How long you been running that sale?
Since Monday was a week. So what's that, 8 days now?
Yeah.
I said week and a half. I guess it's just over a week.
So you're gonna keep that sale going for a while. I mean, if the sales keep coming in, right?
I currently have it running for 30 days, and I don't intend on changing that. I may just let it run its course and see what happens.
Yeah,
it's not hurting my pocket. And like I was telling Ben backstage before you guys got on, like I mentioned, I'm not full-time, so these slow sales don't affect me because this is all extra money for me. It's not going, it's going towards paying off my debt, but like I don't depend on it. So you guys full-time, I don't know how I would react to these types of slow sales.
I take a lot of medication.
I'll self-medicate and I'm part-time.
Well, what do you say, Alex? What's your scenario been lately?
So I'm going to go back 3 weeks. 3 or 4 weeks. I did 27 sales over the weekend. Then we went down to 14 the following weekend, and then to 12, and then this week. So this is a whole month. Now we're back to, we did 14, and then 2 Monday, 1 today. So I know what my problem is. I mean, I didn't list for 2 weeks at all, so I need to refresh my inventory. especially when it comes to books. I have a lot of returning customers when it comes to books. So they come and check my store regularly, and I just haven't been listening. So I sourced all last week at the bins every day. I mean, I have tons of books and merchandise and, new books to list. So I just need to get to listing. But I want, if anyone is experiencing slow sales and you're not cross promoting, I would highly at least give it some real thought. If you're struggling, if you're full time, I don't think there's any excuse why you shouldn't try cross promoting. If your sales on one platform are slow and this is your full time income, you need to do anything possible to make money. So I know last week we talked to Ray. He talked about Whatnot. I know Shane has a Whatnot coming up. I'm
Yep.
probably gonna, start. I want to get back on Whatnot as well. My main focus is to get 1,000 books on my eBay store and build up to 1,000 books back on Amazon, because I know Amazon. I mean, you have 1,000 books there, 1,500. You're selling $300 a day in books every day. Like, it doesn't
Wow.
matter. It's not like, it's at least for me on eBay, my sales kind of stink during the week, and then the weekends are pretty good, and even 12 sales, 14 sales is good profit, because I don't spend more than $1 on every item I have in my store. Like, it's very rare that I pick up an item for more than $1, so I profit off whatever it's selling for. Even these little tiny sales all add up for me,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
now, Alex, do you run standard promotion?
I'm
On
running
any-
3% on books, and then 5% on like clothing items. I'll go up to 5%. Like
And
other categories that are more,
yeah,
popular. So we're like at 5% there. I haven't ran a sale, so maybe if my slows are, maybe I need to run a sale, like 20 or
and
30% off, just to move some
okay,
of the old stale inventory. But I
right,
think for me, it's just refreshing my store and getting fresh new items in there.
yeah,
I mean, because my
it's,
store is mostly, when I'm doing vintage books, they're long tail items. They're not selling every day. This is kind of the category that I like, and that's just the situation, with what
yeah,
I'm selling. So, I would say 80% of my store is books.
okay,
So I just need to list more books. If I want to stick to books, then I have to have thousands of books to choose for buyers to come, to get
okay,
sales every day.
okay.
Yeah.
And just for clarification, Shane, you do standard promoted too, don't you?
Yes, standard promoted, and everything I have is either 2%, 2.6, or 3.6. And I don't know where those numbers come from. It's
Yeah,
just I think it was Jake J Ride Flips. I think he promotes at 2.6, so that stuck in my head.
Yep.
If it's something that I know there's not many of, I'll promote at 2%, tops. And
yeah,
then items that, I do have some competition, I'll bump it up a little bit. But then, like Alex said, with clothing, I feel like you kind of got to bump it up a little higher. So I do 3.6 on that. And I've been selling a lot of freaking jeans lately. So, like, left and right. I didn't sell hardly any in the actual winter. And now that it's starting to warm up, they're selling. I don't get it, but
Yeah, that's weird.
whatever.
You,
Yeah.
all right,
maybe I should
Chris.
start listing jackets. I got a whole bunch, but I'm like, why am I going to list them right now? Should wait till winter time at least.
I was just in Arizona and it was in the 30s when I was there, so people still need jackets.
That's true. It was
Yeah.
below freezing here last night, and then the 2 days before it was 70 degrees, and now
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
below freezing. So
All right,
Same
Chris,
here.
let's hear your sales and scenarios and what you've been doing.
So, January was pretty decent. February it's kind of up and down, man. And then get into March, started out strong like the first weekend, and then after that, man, the sales are not coming like I'm used to them coming. I mean, I'm still listing what I consider good stuff, and it is a little scary. I'm part time, but it is scary, man. You're like, man, what am I doing? I want to go full time. I'm like, shoot, man, I better be changing some stuff up here. This ain't gonna fly, And so my favorite thing to do when sales are slow is start a 10% markdown sale on anything under $100. Okay. Anything under $100, my margins are usually pretty darn good, so I can stand to, give a little bit away and still do pretty good, all my items over 100. Well, you see my stuff. A lot of times I pay up for the higher dollar items.
Yeah.
And giving discounts on those, man, it won't start making sense, So I try to keep those, at bay for the most part. Okay, so last week, man, sales were tanking, man. I mean, I pretty slowly goes down down almost 20% on the week, maybe a little higher. And I was getting ready to go out of town for 4 days, and I wasn't set up to list while I was gone. I didn't have a draft bank, nothing like that. So I was thinking I probably better take action. So I kept that 10% sale going on anything under $100, and then anything under $100, I promoted 8% on top of that. Okay, so I was hitting it for both sides. Okay,
Yeah.
so instead of going at 20% off, I was like, man, let's hit it from two angles and see what happens, And then anything over 100, I promoted at 2.1%. And man, sales were popping off. I had like 26 sales while I was gone.
Wow.
Nice.
What did you notice was selling? The stuff that was the discounted or promoted more?
Both, man. Both. I mean, I had a wide range. If you see this video that I dropped this morning,
Yeah.
Or on Tuesday morning, I went through all my what solds for the weekend, which was what I said weekend, but it was really Thursday through Sunday. Okay, and it was a pretty large amount of sales. It was all over the place, man. I had $200 items, I had $10 items. It was all over the place. There was nothing specifically that was selling. It was just good to see the numbers too. I mean, obviously make a little bit less, but hey, man, you guys know my model, man. I treat it like a money pump, man. I gotta keep that money coming in and out. I look at it weekly for the most part. I mean, how much did I spend this week? How much did I make this week? That's how I try to look at it. And I imagine that'll change when I go full time. But right now, it's a good gauge on what I'm doing, man. For me.
It's funny you mentioned that today that you set your things to get paid every Tuesday.
Yep.
I was getting paid every day, so doing the numbers is too much work when I have to look at it every day and write it down for my, for taxes. So I just switched mine last night to every Tuesday. So that'll give me it'll be so much easier that way, looking at the numbers and actually know what I'm making.
It really is, man.
last
I
year,
write down. Sorry, Shane. I write down how much I
go
take out
ahead.
of the bank on the weekend. And how much I spend at the thrift store and everything. Keep that all tallied up, and then most of the time, my deposit is quite a bit more than what I spent. So it always feels like I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Or usually feels like I'm doing good. I mean, there are times that it doesn't happen, but I try to set myself up to have that happen every week.
Yeah. I had a question for when you do a sale and you're doing only the things that are $100 and over, can you look them up by prices?
Yes.
Or you don't have to go through every one of them.
So you can filter out by price.
By price, okay.
Okay. Actually, 2 videos ago, I went through creating a markdown sale and the different options there are. But so yeah, you can choose by price or you can choose by category. There's a few different ways you can do. You can do your own categories or eBay categories, and then once you choose everything, or once you select, let's say $0 to $100, I'm going to promote or do a markdown sale on. Then the next page, they let you go back through and you can uncheck anything that you want to take off of that sale. So you get a second chance to go through everything if you want, and pick out a couple items. Oh, I don't want that one to be there. Or I don't want that to be there.
Yeah.
So they make it pretty easy, actually. But yeah, I like the markdown sales better than any of the other sales they have, man. I think people really like seeing that slash through the price.
This is what I've noticed on eBay though. If I drop my prices, it doesn't matter the price. I still get a lowball offer every time. It's like it's on sale, and then they lowball the on sale price. I'm like, really?
That's true.
Yeah, I had a hat that I had listed. It's a vintage Coca-Cola. I think it was in the 1994 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, but it's a Coca-Cola commemorative hat from then. And it's not a very valuable hat. Like 10, 12 bucks tops, depending on condition. And with my 30% markdown, it's sitting at like 8 something. So it's fairly cheap plus shipping. And somebody sent me an offer today for $2, and I just sent a message. I declined it, and I just put GTFO. That's all I said. Like, come on, man. It's 30% off, dude, already. It's below $10.
Hey, I could get away with $2 sales because I make enough off shipping. I'll be fine.
I think if I had a 30, I think if I had, sorry, Shane, I think if I had a 30% off sale, I'd take off offers, dude, because you're already cutting way into your margins,
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, this is a hat that came out of that big buyout I did with Happy and Grumpy Picker. So I have roughly $2 into each hat. So no, I'm not taking a $2 offer on this. But you know, it is what it is. But I was going to say earlier, Alex, you mentioned the daily payouts versus weekly.
Yeah.
And I did daily last year. Because being my first time being a reseller, I didn't want to take any money from my 9 to 5 job,
Mhm.
or I should say 7 to 7 job here
Yeah,
lately.
yeah.
I didn't want to take any money from that and put into reselling at all. So I was like, I need the daily payment so I can keep buying, you know, while I'm waiting on sales, I can keep buying. But that became a huge pain in the butt when it came time. And I use my reseller Genie, code Soda City Flips, everybody. But I use my reseller Genie, and they make it super simple to pull. You link your bank account, your eBay store, your whatnot, whatever. You link
Yeah.
everything. It pulls all that data in, so they make it easy. But that was still a ton of individual, you know,
Yep.
daily payouts that I had to deal with. So this year, as soon as January 1st, I switched everything to weekly just to kind of help myself. So I think that was a good idea on your part, tax wise.
Yeah, for my tax lady, my wife, she's got to look at the numbers and she's going to be happy about once a week. It's still going to show all of my shipping labels though, right? Every time I do a shipment. So there's still
Yep.
going to be a lot of numbers to go through there.
Yeah. My reseller Genie, man, takes care of everything. Super, super simple.
Well, I went 2 days last week. Goose. 2 days in a row, Tuesday, Wednesday. Was running a 10% off markdown. Promote standard anywhere between 2 and 3%, mostly 2.1 or 2, whatever. So what I decided to do when my 10% sale went off yesterday, I started another one, 20% off, but I turned off all my promoted, all of it, before I went to bed. So, and I got that idea from watching Darth Thrifter, and I want to shout him out if he's watching. He's a YouTuber. He's approaching 600 subs on his channel. He's been running the same experiment.
Darth
And you
Thrifter.
know,
Is he
you're
your
either
father?
you're either an analytic guy, or you count or you just look at your sales, period. To me, you can stare at analytics all day long. You see all the red arrows, everything's going down, and then you look at it and then there's all the green arrows going up. It doesn't make sense for me, guys, because in all the time that I've been doing this business, when my numbers are trending in the green, I mean, your listing impressions, your page views, my sales suck. When they're in the red, sales are good. It makes no sense.
I agree.
Well,
You and I've had that conversation before. It does not make sense.
yeah. So I've given up on.
Shout out Darth Thrifter. I just subscribed.
There you go.
Hmm.
So,
I'd never heard of him before, so sorry.
well, if you leave him a comment, tell him Rocky Top sent you. But anyway,
I'm gonna put code Soda City Flips.
Yeah. So you can either get caught up with paralysis of analysis, or you can just start doing things, tweaking things to increase your sales. So here's what I've done for the first time. Before I went to bed, I turned off all my promoted.
Got my first
Lost
sale.
a little sleep. Lost a little sleep over that, to be honest with you. And then when the sun came up, I woke up to 3 sales and just had another sale before we started this show. So I am 7 sales on the day with 0 promoted.
At 20% markdown.
At 20% markdown.
Yeah. Nice.
Now, will that sustain? I don't know. Plus, I didn't list anything either today. I didn't drop anything today. So I'm gonna bear it this week. What do you got?
I got an $80 toaster sale.
Nice.
Cool.
During the show. Of course, it's 30% off, like I said.
There you go.
But hey, $80 I think I paid $10 for it at an estate sale Dragon Master Finds and I went to in Orlando.
Cool. So I'm going to let this roll for this week. I'm going to grin and bear it without promoting a thing. And I want to see what my numbers are, especially when we get into the weekend. Because like what Alex said, weekends, man, sales are good. It's just like everybody decides to shop on weekend. But
Yeah.
you know,
But
it's
see,
been
that's
a
the
while.
opposite for me. I
You're
do
better
better
through the
during the
week?
week. Yep.
I'm not me,
I do
except
better.
for
And
today.
you would think payday's Friday for most people. They're ready to spend some money. You know, you would think weekend sales would always be, but for me, for some reason, it's always during the week.
So,
I don't know
Ben,
why that is.
I got a question. So, before you started this, were you promoting with your 10% off? Your 10% markdown? Were you promoting, and what percentage were you promoting at then?
2.
Okay, got it. What did you think about possibly doing the 10 and 10? It'd be like the same difference out of your pocket, just different experiment, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
different-
thinking
different-
about right now. Trying to like 10 and 10 if I want to at least do a 20 down markdown, but do 10
Right.
promoted.
That's kind of what I kind of dipped my toes in,
Yeah.
this last weekend. But I didn't want to go full 20% either way, or 18
Let me tell
either
you-
way. But
Let me tell you another thing that I did last night, and I let it stand for about 2 hours, and then I couldn't stand it anymore, is when I created my 20% markdown sale, I went in and turned off all offers to prevent
That's what you
these
told me.
low ballers from
Yeah.
trying to jank-attack me when I've already marked it down. So
What-
I
what was
turned
that
it
word?
off.
What are they? Jack and what?
Jack-a-lag.
There's a new one.
There's a new one, man.
well, I'm gonna write it down.
So because Shane, like you're saying, dude, when somebody sends you something ridiculous, are they just effing with you? I mean,
Right.
you got to wonder, do they just do it just to annoy you? A $2 offer on something.
Yep.
So
exactly.
I thought, I'm going to fix this. You're getting 20% off. You're not going to be able to send me no offers. You take it at what I got it marked down at, or you don't really want it.
Well, yeah, and
Well,
that's exactly what Chris was saying. Is probably a good idea to do.
Well, I wrestled
do
with it. I went back in the living room and started watching TV, and I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking, I thought, man, this just don't feel, I felt naked. I'm like, this don't feel right, man. Because, I've always had offers on everything ever since I ever got started.
Yeah.
And I went in there and I turned offers back on, and today I got some low balls and I declined them. And I don't know.
It's going to happen. I think a lot of the resellers, they know it's slow, so they're going to try to hit like all the people with low ball offers, waiting for people to accept. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I sold Nikes that I had listed for 36 for $22 today. And that's the only sell I had today. I just accepted offer.
Wow. Jack Lags.
Brand new Nikes from Amazon. Amazon returns.
Yeah, my 3 sales today are low dollar, man. Low dollar. But again, I haven't listed since last Wednesday, so I was surprised to get that actually. I gotta get back on it.
Guys, we can talk about strategies and this is what you should do, or try this or try that, and everybody's trying to figure out the daggone algorithm. But the fact is that nobody has got the true answers. You know what I mean?
Not even Australian resellers.
And the same goes with YouTube. Never figure that animal out. Neither one of these.
Yeah. I posted a short this morning and lost 3 subscribers. Yes.
Uh-uh.
And then I posted another one, and then I went up 2. So it's every time I post something, it's like up and down. But I think after the show, I'm gonna try 10% promoted and 10% sale and see what happens. Only on my stuff that's stale, that's been sitting for a while, and then new stuff I list is just gonna be normal. Maybe like 2 or 5% promoted, and that's it. No sale on the brand new items. See if that does anything tomorrow.
Makes sense.
So you're going to do 10 and 10?
I'm going to try the 10 and 10. Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that works out.
Yeah, I am too.
So,
Chris, let's just let him guinea pig it first.
I ran the test last weekend, so.
Well, he did 8. You said you're at 8, right?
I did 8 and 10.
8 and 10. So
10% off at 8. So my 10% off sale ended, and my promotion is still running. I'm gonna get back into it this week and adjust things. But
I never do sales either. I've done one, so it'll be my second sale in selling on eBay for like 6 years.
See, I usually don't promote across the board. I usually treat every single item different. This is one of the first times I've gone in and just like, okay, everything that fits in this category, promote it. You know, that's one of the first times I've done that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I usually do each.
I
I
go
try to
across.
do this little calculation in my head based off of sell through, and then after the first of the year, I'm like, I'm going to give eBay less money this year on promotions, and we'll see how well that worked out for me.
They're
Well, and
getting
Chris,
less money off of me today.
You don't sell the typical things I think most resellers sell. Like your items are like very specific items.
Yeah, I try to cherry pick every item. Man,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I do have some common stuff that may not make it on the videos, you know, but I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to make money. Is what I'm saying. If I see something that I don't usually sell and it's going to make money, I buy it. You know, if
Yeah,
I like it or
I'm
not.
the
If it's a
same
coffee
way.
maker and I can make money off it, I'm going to buy it and sell it. You know.
I don't get those people that are like, I only sell vintage T-shirts. Well, there's a $300 car stereo sitting right beside you for $10. You know,
Oh yeah.
why would you pass that up?
Yeah.
I got a fellow picker and one track mind. You know, he's only does toys and stuff like that. You know, walked right past one of those Magnalite freaking crock pots or Dutch ovens, right? The Wagnerware Magnalites. Walked right past it. I'm like, okay. I was behind him. He was ahead of me. He was speed walking in front of me. You know, and I was like, oh, look here.
I've sold 3 of those, man.
Yeah. Did you see that one I just sold a couple weeks ago? That was the one I'm talking about. It was like $17.
A crock pot?
And I didn't even polish it, man. I ordered the barkeeper's friend that you suggested, Ben.
Yes.
I would
And
watch
I waited like 4 days for it. It never came. So I said, screw it. I just listed it and it sold next day. So
how much do they sell for?
it sold for $175 and I paid $17.50 for it. And it wasn't shiny, dude. If it was shiny, it would have sold for like probably $225 or $250 maybe.
That
I bought one at
barkeeper's friend
127.
is legit, bro.
It's
127 sale last year. I found one and got it for
a Dutch
$18.
oven, but is that like a crock pot type of deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a big aluminum shiny metal pot.
Okay.
You cook a turkey in it or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
So, yeah, the one I sold, it's supposed to have this little perforated insert. Ben's probably going to grab one. It's supposed to have a perforated insert, and this one didn't even have it. And I still got 175 out of it. It was crazy.
Yeah, those I've never found one, but I've seen a lot of people sell them for big money.
I've sold at least 3 of them.
Yeah, it's boxed up. But yeah, I got one at the 127 last year in one of the tent cities for $18. $179.99, boys.
I would admit that I would probably walk right by it if I saw books in front of it, because I would go buy 17 books for $1.
See, this is why I can't watch picking videos, guys, because it just frazzles my nerves.
Oh man.
Because I watch people walk past stuff and I'm like, you're leaving money on the table here. Just like when I watch Alex's picking videos, I'm like, you're leaving money on the table, man.
That only happened once.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah, have you ever done that? I mean, you're watching somebody's video and you're like, oh, what are you leaving that there for? You know?
Yep.
I can do that though too. When people go in a thrift store and they walk past all the books, that pisses me off because there's tons of money in the books that they don't even look at the books.
I always look at the books. They're just not generally the first thing I go for. I love selling books, but I don't generally find a lot of great vintage books in the thrift store. So when I'm in the thrift store, books is usually the last thing I look at on the way out, but I'm usually purchasing for whatnot whenever I'm buying books. Now, if I'm at the bins or flea market or yard sales, I look for good vintage stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I usually don't do books. I mean, if I see something and it's interesting, I'll grab it. But the hardest part for me about them is listing, man. I mean, it's like, is it a first edition? I don't know, man. I got to research. I spend so much time on it. And then, like, is it even worth all the time? You know, that's me. Look, maybe I hit up Alex.
Well, I saw your video today. You bought one book for $9. I was like, "Ouch!"
Well,
$9.
So there was a stack of them, and I was at the thrift store. And I bought a bunch of others. I bought a bunch of manga.
Yeah,
the Japanese comics, whatever. A bunch of those, and then I saw those sealed, and I didn't realize they were their own price, right? So sometimes at the thrift store I go to, hardbacks are $3.99, and then there'll be a price tag on them if they want more, right?
Mhm.
So, but they'll be in the same section as everything else. So I think that day I grabbed a bunch of stuff. I got up to the register and then just said, screw it, I'll take it, because I thought they were comping at 30 a piece. I was like, whatever. And I ended up selling for 20 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like 4 of them. So I think there's only one of those left. So a lot of times when I make a mistake like that, if I get my money back, I'm pretty happy. I mean, as long as I'm not losing money, that's when I start to, start questioning everything. If I'm losing money, then it's like, man.
Yeah,
what
and
are you
even
doing?
at 20, you made a few bucks. So
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I mean,
Guys, I got a little video clip that I want to show you. We're going to look at Trailer Trash Flips, an excerpt from his video. And to set this up for you, the viewing audience and the fellas with me, is he's going to
This is
talk about
new.
in this segment. Huh?
I said, this is new.
Yeah. He's going to talk about lowballing eBay buyer wants a partial refund. So bear with me. This is the first time I've tried to do this.
we did it
So
behind the scenes last time, Shane, but we just watched dumb cat videos and fart videos. Apparently, Ben was very entertained.
all right. Are we there? Yes.
Man, Mac really has
We
his stuff packed in there around him.
While I was
Wait.
cleaning the pan, I got a message from the buyer of the Pentax camera that I sold in the last video. And here's what the message says. Hey, I got the product, but there were a lot of issues, including light seal damaged, shutter speed issues, and aperture lock having issues. Can you issue a small partial refund to assist me with the repairs, as it's going to be costly? Please and thank you. In that video, I did say I don't know if selling as parts only or not working would protect me from an INAD, because I don't know. I've never had to deal with that. And I don't think it will protect me from negative feedback. So I haven't did anything yet. And I don't know what I'm going to do. So I guess I'm kind of asking for advice. With
Stop
tax, I
selling
paid
electronics.
$17 and some change for the camera.
No, don't do that.
So I could issue a partial refund, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't know, $20, if that will keep him happy. But at the same time, should I? If I would offer a $20 partial refund and he accepts that, and that protects me from potentially negative feedback, is that worth it? So I'm really just wondering what all of you would do, because I'm kind of undecided on how I'm going to handle this right now. You can see in the earlier message that he sent me here that I talked about the other day, he was trying to pay half of what I had it listed for. So I do think that this whole thing smells just a little bit fishy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
This is why I don't sell electronics. I don't know. Did
Excuse
he
me.
test it before he listed it?
Well, I mean, he said he listed it parts, not
he
for
listed
parts
it as
only,
parts.
whatever, parts
Parts
and repair. Yep. So
then I wouldn't give a refund at all.
I
If
wouldn't.
it's
I
listed as
wouldn't.
parts.
I'd just tell the guy, no. If you want to return it, blah blah blah. But he probably will get an INAD, unfortunately. But when it comes to electronics, always take a photo of the serial number for that item and put it in with your photos. Because a lot of these guys that are scamming people, they'll send you, the wrong item or whatever. So you can verify your serial numbers match up or not. And, that can protect you. But more than likely, he's going to get an INAD. Even if he does a partial refund, I mean, $20, the buyer may be looking for 50% of that, not 20. He may want 50. So it's, I sell electronics. I don't mind selling electronics. I have had returns. I have had legitimate returns. And I've had people that I had one person I think rip me off, but I only had $6 in the items. So I just told him, like, it's not worth you shipping it back, because I would have had to pay for the shipping label. At that point, it's not worth it if you have nothing into the item. I lost $6. And that was it. I don't know Mac's situation. He may have more into that, but if you give the partial refund, you're still subject to negative feedback. Like, that's not going to change anything. And more than likely, you'll get an INAD. unless the guy is just trying to fish for a refund.
Yeah.
Yep.
He may drop
Viewers-
it if you tell him no, send it back to me. He may just drop it altogether.
That's
That
true.
that does happen.
If you're watching this episode, leave us a comment down below. Tell us what you would do to handle trailer trash flips scenario that you just watched. We'd be curious to see your feedback. Guys, Chris, how would you handle that? Oh,
You're
Audio's
You're
out.
muted, Chris.
I was coughing. I tell them to start a return immediately. I wouldn't even wait. I wouldn't even hesitate. Just tell them, okay, go ahead and start a return. Sorry that happened. That's it, and it won't happen either because it sounds very fishy.
Yeah.
If I think it's real and I wasn't lowballed from the start, I might try to work with the guy a little bit. If I really believe him, because I don't want to, like Shane said, I don't want to pay to have it shipped back and everything. But I'm all about calling a bluff, man. And I mean, on a lot of electronics, I go one step further. I have little serial number stickers, little void serial number stickers.
Mhm.
So like when I sell a receiver, I put that across the carriage or the chassis and the cover. So if you try to take it apart to swap the power supply or something like that, it leaves a void on it. And I put those stickers in the ad, okay, or in the listing, right? And since I started doing that, man, my receiver sales have been going a lot better. And then for sure, if they say something, I'll be like, oh yeah, just file a return. I mean, the last thing I want to do is pay $50 to have it shipped back, but it hasn't happened yet. So
that's genius. I didn't know those stickers exist.
You
I
can
got
do
to
like
get my hands on some of those.
you could do like a blacklight thing too. If they send you back like a different item.
You're big.
I'm big.
Oh, that's
So,
dope.
I don't know if you can focus on them, but
Yeah.
there's like 1,000 of them from Amazon for like $8.
Oh,
Huh.
I'm on that. I'm all over that like stank on rice.
Good idea. Real good idea.
So, Alex, you don't sell electronics?
I used to sell electronics. Like I did a lot of the DVD, VCR things. I would always pick those up. I picked up 3 last summer and I went to go test them like last month. All 3 of them didn't work. So I was like, I'm done.
I thought you were going to say I sell Nooks and Kindles.
No, I don't support any not real books. I don't support
Yeah,
any.
I'm the same way, man. I don't get how
Yeah.
people can read a book on one of those.
I would
gotta
sell
have that.
obviously I'd sell a Kindle if I found one, but
I stopped
gotta have
buying.
that.
me
Pages.
personally, I want to hold the book, not read
Yeah.
it on a computer. But a little advice to him, I would start with bungee cords and secure what's behind him, or maybe move the bubbles behind his head because it looks like it might fall down
Me?
on his head. No.
Oh, trailer trash?
Trailer
Matt,
trash. Yeah. So that's my advice to you.
Listen, my
Tip of the
live,
week.
when I had him in my live, that's similar to what I told him because I'm waiting for that crap to just come crashing down on him.
It's like
You know
all
what?
leaning and stuff. Oh my god, dude.
That's fun.
All right.
Real quick, I was gonna say I stopped buying electronics at my thrift store because I was running the same thing that Alex is talking about, right? Like about like 3 or 4 things that are just dying. So then one day I was donating something, and there's a sign that says electronic recycle right there by the drop off at the Salvation Army, dude. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't buying nothing else here, man. I don't even know what that sign's doing here.
So the thrift store's picking next door for recycled electronics.
Well, no, they're basically encouraging people to drop off crap electronics, man.
Oh, and then they're
because it's
reselling
like
in
the
the store.
electronic waste recycle.
Yeah.
I was pretty irritated when I saw that sign.
All right. Well, I think me and Shane, we're goose egg on find of the week. Is that right, Shane?
Frozen.
That was trippy.
Yep. Yeah, I froze for a second. Yeah, I'm goose egg on fine. I did not. You guys know my work schedule's been crazy. I have not been sourcing at all.
So
I think I told you guys I tried to go to a yard sale last weekend, and it was the worst yard sale I've ever been to. So I didn't buy anything there either.
all right, Alex and Chris, you want to share if you got a find of the week?
I found a vintage Barney plush. I do not have it in front of me because it's getting washed right now. The sold comps are 100, 150, and up.
Wow.
For the original Barney. For a little thing, I paid $3.99 for it. Mine is super dirty, but we're gonna try to get it cleaned up and listed.
Sweet.
Sell it on Whatnot, I'll buy it.
No, I'm
So,
not
yeah,
selling it for $1, $2.
$1 starts. $1 starts.
So yeah, today was the first day I went sourcing in like almost a week, and found this golf bag right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. This Nike bag right here.
Oh,
Oh,
dang,
that's
that
nice
looks
looking.
nice.
That looks real
Dude.
nice. Oh, is that leather?
It's a
Or
cart bag. And I paid
yeah, that's really nice looking. Oh,
$70 for it. The comps are $500.
Wow.
Holy cow.
The
Nice.
same dude I was talking about that goes after the toys walked right past that too.
Dude, I
Dang.
stop every time to the thrift store I go, I look at golf stuff and I never find any good clubs.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good stuff, man.
I
If
got
you
the
guys
list.
ever have
that
any
you-
questions
you-
or anything,
Well,
well,
I have
hit me up, man. I know that category pretty well.
Yeah, Shane sent me a
sold-
list of clubs, so I always go to the text and look at the clubs, and they're never there.
Well, you play, Shane, so you know.
Yeah, I sold an Odyssey White Hot putter today, but unfortunately it was an older one, so it sold for like $30. It was like a White Hot 4, so I think they're way past 4 nowadays. But it was in good shape, but $30.
So yeah, in that bag also was a 2-ball putter, a left-handed 2-ball putter, and I had $6 on it. So that's a good pickup.
Nice.
That'll go for 45.
Heck yeah, man. That was a killer find.
All right. Let's talk about sale of the week. Who wants to go first?
Well, I mean, mine, real quick, mine happened during the show. My sale of the week was that vintage Sunbeam toaster. That thing was fun to test out. First off, I got
Did
to
you
make
make toast?
Yep.
Have you
But-
heard that song? It's toast,
Toast.
toast. There, you guys screaming toast.
But it was cool because I've never seen one of these vintage toasters before. But you drop the toast in it, and it just automatically, the toast goes down by itself, all nice and cool, slow. But yeah, it was pretty fun to test out. But yeah, what was it, 80 something dollars plus shipping
Did you just
on
make
that? And I know I'll make
normal
money
toast
off the shipping.
or some waffles or anything exciting in there?
I just made normal toast, and let me tell you, way better than today's toasters. That toaster is like from the 50s, so it's like, what's that, 70 something years old now. I think super cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds cool.
I mean, everything back then is made better than what's made today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. But yeah, even like I said, the toast was better than today's toasters. Like it was perfect. My
Interesting.
stepdaughter and I ate it.
Sold a pair of Army issued Desert Tan combat boots, still with tags, not worn, got them at Goodwill, and sold for 35 plus shipping on those. I gave $7 or $8.99 for them or something like that at my Goodwill.
Yeah. I sold some of those
Nice.
a while back. I came across like 2 pairs of those.
Yeah.
They're always a good. I think I paid a couple bucks for them.
What you
All right.
got, Alex?
Do you guys remember the ugly jeans that I showed
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Finally sold them. I had them at $135, but I took an offer for $110.
Hold on a minute.
So
Oh, yeah.
they sold for. I took an offer of $110. I paid $8.
Nice, dude. Nice.
$8 at the Goodwill. So
That's awesome.
yeah, jeans sold, man. If the butt sparkles, they're gonna make you money.
Yep.
That's what I hear.
All right, Chris.
I sold a carburetor. I don't know if you guys have been watching my videos, but I've been buying these double pumper Holley 4-barrel double pumper carburetors, man.
Mhm.
And I sold like 3 of them just last week. But over the weekend, one of those sold for like $169. I paid $77 a piece for 5 of them. So, not crazy margins, but I mean, about $80, boom, each one, profit after it's all said and done.
All right. Real quick. This is not something we normally do, but our good friend of the channel, Anthony Dragon Masters Finds, had a bolo sale that I want to point out to anyone who may be interested.
Yeah.
Vintage Exin. It's EXIN. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Exin Castillos Grand Alcazar Castle blocks. There's not a great photo here because they're all in Ziploc bags.
Was that the
International sale for $349.87 for some vintage blocks.
Wow.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I saw. He had
Yeah.
that sale. But he had a whole bunch of other really good sales.
Yeah,
today.
he had a really good sales day today. But I thought that was amazing. I never heard of these. It looks like toy blocks, like little building blocks.
I'm gonna be looking those up myself.
So that's an item that you would I would walk right by.
Yeah,
Right.
me as well, because I'm like vintage blocks.
Are they wooden blocks or what are they?
It's hard to see. I need to ask Anthony what exactly they are, or just Google. I guess we could Google it. But yeah, to me, it looks like little toy blocks, like wooden blocks that kid would, build. It says castle blocks. So yeah,
Man,
Crazy, crazy.
Did he
I,
find?
I may be way off, but that's
Doesn't
what it
he
looks like to me.
Doesn't Anthony source at the bins? Or
Yes,
did he get
it
those
does,
at-
not only the bins, but he does source
Okay.
a lot at the bins.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that's a killer sale, and I'm happy for him because he needs some sales. He's
Yeah.
been struggling lately, so happy.
Great
for him.
job, Anthony. Great job, buddy. That's some amazing money on blocks.
Yeah.
All right, pitiful sale of the week. Who's got the low baller of the week, gentlemen?
I hope I don't hope I win, but I think I
Want me to
won.
start?
Go ahead, you start.
All right, I had this little microphone that I bought for $5 probably 6 months ago. I don't know how long ago, man. I was like, oh, I didn't even, it was real cool looking. It was all stainless. It looked like real old school, like from the 50s, but it was a microphone. It was only about 4 inches long. Anyway, I paid $5 for it, and yesterday I got an offer for $9, so I accepted it. But it was also promoted at 10%. So,
Ooh.
I might have made like $2 on it. I don't know what I made on it. Not much.
Did you count for cost of shipping material?
Well, I used free box, so.
How about the tape? You down to $1 profit now, aren't you?
Yeah, it was not a good one. It was definitely pathetic or pitiful.
That's all right, brother. We all have had them. Don't worry.
Didn't lose money though.
All right, who's got one better than that?
Unfortunately, I do. So I have a book that I only had listed for $6. I got an offer for $5. I took the offer. This is one of like the first books I had listed on eBay because I could tell
Free
it's like
shipping.
number 3. I used to do free shipping. Free shipping, $5 for an introduction to watercoloring book, and it cost me $413 to send it off. It was promoted at 3% in a poly bag, and I bubble wrap all my books, so I lost money. But
Yeah.
I made. You guys saw in the group that I made like $20, $30 on shipping off other items today, so I'm good.
Highway robbery on this shipping charges, dude. I swear, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I made like 30 on that one.
Well, and that's what I was about to say. I lost money on one today. You guys know, and I was gonna lose money anyways because this is from my personal collection. It's the movie 300 on Blu-ray. This is, I've been selling all of my Blu-rays over the last year. So I lost money because I probably paid $10 for it, in the beginning, but I sold it today on best offer for $5.17, free shipping. So $4.13, that leaves me with $1.04.
Yeah.
And then minus fees and all that crap. I ended up losing money on that. But at the same time, I sold a baseball bat today. I sold that Odyssey White Hot putter today. I made around $7 or $8 on shipping from both of those each. So, you make your money back in other sales, right? So it's
Yeah.
not a big
sure.
deal to lose a couple bucks here and there.
I'm pretty sure this is a free book, so it's not a big deal for me.
Well, every once in a while, you'll have one that'll slip through the cracks, and that is my case. PlayStation 2, Toy Story 3 video game and manual, $5, free shipping. After shipping supplies and fees and 2% promoted, I made a whopping 29 cents off of that sale. Woo, baby, let's rock this mother.
It happens, man. Something I want to bring up before we move on, because I was just reminded when I was scrolling through my sales, I sold another Blu-ray today, or it was over the weekend. It sold. It's Shawshank Redemption.
Great movie. Great movie.
One of the best movies out there, Stephen King wise. I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I sold this already.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
2 listings, huh?
and I can't find it. Well, you guys remember I made that video about all these multiple items, listings that I had that I really didn't have multiple items on, and everybody was like, "Oh, that don't worry about that. That's not real." But well, it happened. I of course went out to my inventory shed. Can't find this movie anywhere. I go back through my solds. I found where I sold it previously. So what I did was I bought one from eBay and drop shipped it. I'm not canceling the order.
Drop
Smart.
shipper.
Smart.
So I only sold it for $6.21, free shipping, right? So I was like, all right, well, I don't have the thing. If I cancel it, that's going to be bad. I'm just going to order another one. The problem is I couldn't find one around the same price. I had to pay up. Like, I think I paid closer to $8 free shipping. So I lost a couple bucks on that. But yeah, so people were telling me, don't worry about that. That's not a problem. Well, it bit me in the butt today, finally, because I didn't catch one because I've been going through deleting those as they happen. And I
Dope.
He froze.
Every time he freezes, I think my internet's going out because I live in a basement now. But it's
No,
just
you
him. my
live
internet
in a basement.
somehow missed. Well, what's crazy is like I can hear you guys, I can see
crazy.
you guys.
Crazy is your
Yeah.
internet connection. I plug directly in, and this thing still goes out. So if I disappear,
I've been I have Spectrum, and I pay entirely too much money for Spectrum for internet, TV, all that crap.
I've never even heard of Spectrum.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's Xfinity where we live.
Or Cox. It's Cox, Spectrum. There's all kinds of different.
But speaking to what you just said, Shane, about that whole ordeal, one thing I've been told you can do this, and I've done this a time or two, is that when you accidentally sell the same item twice, obviously, if you don't go on eBay, buy it and have it drop shipped, if you go the route of messaging the buyer and say, "Hey, I'm out of stock. Can I give you a credit, or is there something else you would like, and I'll give it to you for the same price." The other option is to give them that option. Do you want a credit? Do you find something else in the store? I'll sell it to you for that. Or do you want to cancel? And if they just come back and say, "I'll just cancel the order," then you can go in there and select buy or cancel. But I've also learned this. You can only get away with doing that so many times where eBay will go in there and see that, and they will still ding your hind end, even though you message the buyer and all that.
I think.
Well, and I thought about doing that. I was like, maybe I should just reach out and offer them one of the other movies. Maybe they can go through and see my other movies, and I'll just send them that one instead, or whatever. Maybe they'll tell me, just don't worry about it. I'll cancel the order, kind of thing. But I was like, screw it. I'll just freaking drop ship one, and they get their movie. I'm whatever out $2, I think it was. So
yeah. What you gonna say, Chris?
Oh, I always try to get the buyer to say, just go ahead and cancel. But I'm always hesitant to say the word cancel first because I'm afraid eBay will be like, nope, or whatever they do.
yeah.
They look at that stuff.
I had a canceled order the other day, man. It was like these stupid little ceramic pigs with like a creamer and sugar set, packing everything up. It was on the table. There's bubble wrap on them. My tape gun cocked the bubble wrap, pulled one of them off the table, dude. Shattered all over the ground. What do you do, man? And it was a repeat buyer. They like buy like 3 different things for me. That was like part of a three item order.
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, I just bit the bullet. It's the first order I've canceled in like over a year. So I was like, yeah, I'll just take the hit, I guess.
I got some tragic news to announce. So I've always had 100% feedback on eBay. I finally got my first negative feedback today.
Oh man.
After how many years? And it's not even my fault. The post office lost it. Like the box exploded. It was a giant book set, $75 order.
Oh yeah, you told me about
that. The guy got the package, but he said, "I just received a ripped box with no books in it."
Oh no.
So that does happen with these really heavy boxes. It's happened a couple times with the books before when I shipped them. And
I shipped 83 records to one buyer one time. That was a very heavy box, and I was terrified that it was not going to make it. But I mean, the guy never left me a negative feedback. He never left a positive one either. But
Yeah.
I'm
I've never
assuming
had
that
it.
he got him
Take
okay.
it as a win.
That's the first time it's happened sending to a customer. I went sourcing in Texas and I was sourcing there for 2 weeks and I shipped back 5 boxes of books and only I think 2 or 3 of those boxes made it back. The other ones were all ripped up and I noticed there was tons of stuff missing out of it.
You have like a weight limit when you're packing books? Like, okay, you're like, okay, I'm only packing this much and I'll just make another shipment, like 30 pounds or something.
I should have done that. To be honest, I have a big botanical set that's 4 boxes. I personally don't know how. I haven't figured out how to do multiple box shipments to do like the big book sets yet.
You can just go into the shipping labels. Like once the order's there, you can just go into shipping labels and just print another label, and it'll account for the same order. And then all that tracking will get uploaded to the same order, Alex.
Well, I wondered about that, but I didn't know about how it was scanned.
What about the
like
weight?
If they scan one and then this one, does it
You
scan
treat each
differently?
package like its own, but you you buy all the labels on the same one.
So I put the weight in differently for every box in.
Yeah, you just treat it like each individual box, At least that's the way I've done it before when I had a heavy
I just don't know
item.
how to figure out the listing of how much it's going to cost to ship. So I need to weigh one of them, go on pirate ship and figure out how much it would kind of around about be.
I would imagine you'd weigh all 3 boxes at the same time and then issue three of the same label because it's all a part of one shipment. Right?
Well,
I don't know.
How does the charge work on that?
If you change the weight on box number 2, it's going to want you to do a different label because tracking is going to be assigned to one weight, one dimension.
It's going to be multiple shipment. I mean,
so wouldn't you
That's
weigh
why I've
all
never
of it?
tried it. I don't know the proper way to do it.
Yeah,
guys, in the comments below, if you've ever done that.
I mean, the botanical set is worth $600, $400, like the low end $400 for the set of books. I've had it forever. I've moved across the country, and
trash bag. Get a big black garbage bag.
Dude, each box is like 40, 60 pounds every box.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And then I'm worried about the same thing that just happened. So I got the negative feedback. The guy didn't remove the feedback because he said he didn't know how, but I kind of figured it out today to send him the proper thing for him to remove it.
A revision.
I reached out to eBay. They wouldn't take it off, even though it's not my fault. It's the post office. I mean,
I've never had any luck,
man.
With them pulling it off. I've had them pull it down, but it wasn't because I asked them to.
Anyways, Chris, did you get your head shaved?
No.
Didn't your hair used to be longer?
Off, man. I got hot.
Oh, man, I go through months. I've had long hair down the middle of my back before, down my shoulder. During the pandemic, it was like in a ponytail,
There you go.
I just change it up, man. I get bored.
I grow mine out during the winter, and then I shave it like Shane's during summer when it's hot. So I'm about to.
Dude, I had to take mine off and show y'all this thing right now because I don't. Sometimes I think my house is sitting right over top of hell. It is hot as crap in this room. Like, it's so freaking hot in here. I had to take that hat off.
That right there is the comment of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Shane's house sits above hell. Okay?
That makes sense, Shane.
Yeah, it does. All right. Hey, we want to say thank you to our locker room members, Mike Camparelli, Keith Vintage Sports Flips. He has a YouTube channel you want to go check out and sub to. Chad Wolfman Goodies came in as a tipper, but has upgraded to a Skybox member.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Chad. Let's give him a big round of applause here, fellas.
I want to,
sir.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to our ex members.
I was not going to be the one to bring it up.
Hey, yeah, I want to tell that story. So when I sent him Chris the message, hey, you want to appear on Locker Room? Before I could even ask him that question, well, Ben, I was going to call you. I was going to tell you that I had to drop my membership, and I should have said, well, I was going to have you on Locker Room, but if you now, I ain't going to have you on.
Y'all, did you guys watch Trash to Cash today by chance?
No.
I didn't get to watch it all yet, but I saw where Archie is no longer a Patreon member over there. at Trash to Cash. They called him out on it.
Oh,
That makes sense.
So I don't know what's going on with Archie, but we wish you well, buddy. I talk to him
All right.
almost on a daily basis, but nothing personal. So
comment of the week, Shane-O, you got one?
I do, and you just mentioned him, Mike Metco, which is Mike Camparelli, commented. Well, first he said, "Am I first to comment? Cool," but then he said, "Wish I had something to say. Just kidding. You men continue to deliver great and very entertaining content. Look forward to viewing every week." Mike from New York. Thank you, Mike.
Sweet.
We appreciate that comment.
Absolutely.
He's such a kind-hearted man, for real.
Yeah,
I
dude.
can't wait for you guys to actually meet him.
I get to pick him up from the airport heading to the 127 because he's going to be staying with us at the
Yep.
Airbnb. So,
He's such an awesome dude, man. You guys are gonna love him.
all right. Okay,
What you got?
Chris, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go on a rant about anything that you want to rant about. But you better make it good or I will just cut you off.
Yeah, Ray kind of lit it up last week, man.
Let's go.
No F-bombs.
All right.
F-bombs.
So, I do YouTube content. I watch a lot of YouTube channels, and I'm sick of hearing about people with slow sales blaming it on the algorithm, blame it on, eBay this, eBay that, man. You know what? We're all dealing with the same thing, dude. You figure it out, make a video about it. Quit crying about it, okay? We're all doing our best here. If I had the secret, that's the first thing I would do is say. But I think I know the secret. It's list stuff that sells. Say that.
Yep.
If you're worried about your stuff moving fast, check the sell-through rate, man. That's what I got to say. I don't think there's really anything wrong with eBay. I try to treat the algorithm like a customer, man. And I think that's what eBay wants you to do,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my
That was
little,
pretty good.
little
That was
tangent.
pretty good.
Yeah, no, you're spot on too, man. I think if I know for a fact if I list better items, those items will sell faster than the crap that's not selling. I mean, it's as simple as that. If you're not sourcing the right items, your items are going to sit. That toaster, for instance, that I just sold, that's a item I learned from J-Rod. J-Rod sells vintage, kitchen appliances and all kinds of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had to work that into my thought process when I'm out picking and I see stuff like that. Initially, I'm like, who wants an old toaster, right? It's a freaking $100 toaster all day long. I had mine 30% off, but it's a $100 toaster all day long. And it has a very good sell-through rate. The t-shirts I have sitting over here on my death pile shelf, I know they're going to sit for a while, which is why they're still on the death pile. I'm slowly learning you have to source items that sell fast. So Chris is spot on with that statement. I believe very firmly in that. It took me a while to learn it, but I have, and I'm working it into my.
Still learning every day too, every
yeah,
day.
exactly.
But yeah, those chrome toasters, man. You figured out why they're expensive, right? Because they make darn good toast.
That's right.
Toast.
But yeah, crying and moaning about eBay ain't going to change anything. So be the change you're looking for.
Wasn't what this whole show was about? Was crying and moaning about slow sales?
Well said.
No. This was
We didn't blame eBay though.
This was how to fix slow sales.
No.
Well, to really be fair too, we have to include this too, guys. Depends on what area you live in. Not everybody has the same access to the same items.
Absolutely.
As other, if you live in big metropolitan areas where you can get a lot of this high-end merchandise that you're going to make some good bank on. If you live in small rural areas, you're getting Farmer Ted's used overalls and Granny's pantyhose. And
hey, overalls are expensive. Carhartt overalls sell good.
Moonshine steel parts, which I think we should be able to list and sell those. I could make some good money off of that. But yeah, it depends on the area you live in. What is available to you to resell has a lot to do with it, I believe, too.
So true.
But anyway, I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Highway 127 meetup is Friday, August 2nd. If you have not got your tickets, you need to go over to eventbrite.com and purchase those tickets. Make your reservations for your overnight accommodations. I would say it's getting pretty scarce already. Chris, you've already locked in your Airbnb. He is staying on Rocky Top Drive, gentlemen, which we
Wow.
picked the wrong house.
Well, it wasn't planned that way, but strange coincidence.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So, but yeah, you want to make arrangements to get your accommodations locked in as soon as you can. Thursday night, we are doing the Reseller Locker Room Reseller Bowling Tournament. You can message me on Instagram at Rocky Top Picker 73 if you want to sign up for the bowling tournament. Friday night is the meetup. 4 to 6 is the what do you call it?
Oh, bowling shirt.
Oh, that's dope too.
Yeah, it is dope, dude.
My bowling shirt will be arriving in my PO box tomorrow. I'm super pumped.
Nice.
I already got my ball.
So from 4 to 6 is the mingle time during Friday night, and then from 6 until 9ish or a little after is the actual meetup where we're going to be playing music, having giveaways. We're doing a live auction there during the meetup. Lucky 7 is going to be our auctioneer. He's got a YouTube channel you want to go check out as well. And then there's the after party at the locker room house.
At Chris's house. Rocky
Top. If it's a handful, maybe, but I think you guys are inviting more people than that, man.
Yeah, I done gave out your street address, dude.
Yeah, no.
But no, here's what we're going to do. If you can't find a place to stay and you want to come to the meetup, you can actually pitch a tent in our backyard for $20 a night. We'll be glad to accept those funds as a donation to the Reseller Locker Room, and you could stay in your tent in our backyard. And you can use our restroom facilities, just for the record. So,
I got a question.
$5 a pee, though.
$5 a pee. Yeah, Chris.
So this auction that's going to go on at the event, if we want to pick during the week and maybe donate a couple things to be auctioned, is that possible?
Yep.
I had that question to Caleb before, and they were going to work that out. I'm not too sure how that's going to work.
I'll hit up Caleb and ask him.
Yeah, because that's what
I think he said. They're trying to make that possible.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to try to do.
Yeah, I was going to do the same. Pick for the auction too. So
I'm donating a Ninja Turtle Fuggler that I found that I didn't return.
Yeah, I got you. All right, gentlemen, do y'all have anything? Oh, I got to say this. A big, huge thank you to my man Chris for gifting me this 1993 All-American Car Showcase Collection, complete with 16 Hot Wheels cars. Man, cool. I love it, Chris. Thank you so much.
Great, man. I hope that fits well in your Hot Wheel room, man.
I think I got that white hot rod in the top corner there. The red flames. I think I got that.
Yeah. This thing will be going on the wall.
I got a gift in the mail like 2 weeks ago, and I don't have it in front of me. So, Meg, Lilac Seller, I will shout you out next week.
Right on.
Cool.
How many tape dispensers did you get, Shane? You get 2?
He's a reseller.
Now. I got 2. I got a 2-inch and a 3-inch.
That's
I guess
awesome,
that's
dude.
Tabletop tape dispenser.
I never used one, man. I'm always using the tape gun.
People don't like my. I guess I scared people with my tape gun.
I just got another.
You dig it better than the gun?
I use both still, but I'll have to make another video or something. But now I'm a lot more careful with the tape gun.
Did you cut yourself, or you're just scaring people?
It's like
just scaring people because my hand was here and I ran the tape gun this way, but I stopped and moved my hand and then continued. But I guess people didn't like that. They're like, no, Dave, shout out Dave, ADH Dave. He doesn't know how to use a tape gun. We tried to explain it on this show one time before, but I know how to use one, but I was using it dangerously, apparently.
Yeah.
So people gifted me tape dispensers, and I think that's amazing. I think it was Mike Camparelli. Haven't nailed that down yet, but if it was you, Mike, thank you.
All right, gentlemen, y'all got anything else before we leave this lovely crowd?
Nope, don't go chasing waterfalls.
New video on my channel. If it's not there, then I didn't edit it. I'm gonna try.
I got a new video too.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. My name's Ben Rocky Top Picker, Shane Soda City Flips, Alex Beard King Picker. Chris, thank you for joining us here on this edition of the Locker Room Easy Pickings. Go check him out on his YouTube channel, as well as Soda City and Alex Beard King Picker. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure sharing the time with you here in the locker room. We cannot wait to see you here next time. Remember, every Thursday, 9 a.m.